Hello there everybody and welcome back to Magna Carta 2. We are finally back to peace and quiet and we have returned to Cota Mare after a lot of fighting that had to be done in Navy Blue Marsh. Icton has also finished his device that is going to get us to La Strada, so we can speak to him at any time to go to the Ruhalt Plateau, but before we do that, we have a couple of side quests to take care of here in Navy Blue Marsh. So there's two to pick up in total. The first is from Kiloty, over by the entrance to Navy Blue Marsh. And he's going to make us a potion. But in order to do that, he's going to need some shelled creature humors from the Hellfish. And those are the jellyfish that live in the Undersea Tunnel. These guys here. So we need to go and find some of those. 5 in total. So we will be doing that shortly. And our second quest is over here. There's a couple of kids standing just underneath Celestine's house here. So if we speak to the girl here, she'll tell us about her little dilemma. Is that human Rue one of your friends? That human is too cold for words. I was trying to be friendly, and when I gave her a present, she gave me a cold brush off, saying, I don't need it. It hurt my feelings. Does she hate me?
You know, come to think of it, I've never seen Rue smile either. I know! I'll make Rue happy and get her to smile! Rue's got to be able to smile just like anybody else! Rue! I want to mix up a secret potion, but I don't have enough of the medicinal herbs it needs. Want to go find some with me?
A secret Mare formula, huh? This sounds interesting. Very well then, let's go.
Okay, so this quest just involves Rue and Celestine. They will leave Cota Mare and come into the marsh by themselves. And in order to make Rue happy, Celestine has the idea to come and talk to the Neko people, so let's talk to this one here that's front and center.
Rue! Aren't these guys neat? They're cats, but they talk!
Are you serious?
It's been a long time! We want you to have these!
What is it?
It's a present! Meow. It's a Neko custom to give a present to kind humans. Brr.
Kind humans? Who, me?
That's right! You look expressionless, but in reality your eyes are overflowing with the light of kindness. Brr.
I had not been made aware that the Neko had such a custom. Celestine, what about your potion?
The thing is, I was trying to make you happy, so... But you're not happy at all!
I'm going back. We don't have time to play games right now.
No, this is bad! The Neko Jack are attacking! No! The Neko Jack! I'm sorry, but we'd like you to help us!
Aw, they made me smile. They're so cute. I don't know what Rue's problem is. I think they're adorable.
Celestine, I realized while we were fighting that we should be able to fight in tandem.
Huh? Like Juto and Zeppi, you mean?
Yes. We will attack the enemy simultaneously. While you fire your arrows, I will throw my shuriken. We'll proceed along the same lines as Princess Rusafilda and Juto's co-op technique. Can you do it?
Yeah! Count on me!
Alright, so we get a co-op technique between Rue and Celestine. I can try and show this off, but the Neko Jacks aren't terribly powerful, so it's a little bit harder to show it off on this enemy, simply for that reason. It was a lot easier to do it with Crocel and Judo because it was actually a requirement for the quest, but I'll give it a shot here. There are a couple of enemies to kind of practice on. So just like before, if you want to try any of these techniques, you'll need to generate 9 con between the two characters. And then you'll need to press left on the directional pad when you go to switch over. But I wasn't able to pull it off this time, unfortunately.
Meow, meow, meow! Thank you, thank you! I knew you were a kind person. Brr. You helped the Neko in their time of need.
I'm not so unfeeling as to turn my back on a person in need.
We Neko have a knack for judging people. You don't have to try so hard to squash your emotions. Humans are so confusing. If they were just more honest with themselves, they'd all be much happier. Meow, brr. Oh, Rue, I'm sorry. I wasn't trying to trick you. I just wanted to make you smile, that's all.
I understand. Let's go back to the village. Oh, and one more thing. Thank you for thinking about me, Celestine.
Rue! You smiled!
So that's kind of a nice quest. I like it because it's more of a character development quest more than anything else, and I think we need those in and amongst all of the other objectives, just to kind of strengthen our character's character a little bit. I'm just going to check the shops here because there are new weapons available. As soon as you defeat Claire, the weapon shop weapons will change over and you'll have some new options, and this is why earlier I had stressed making sure to buy everything that was available, because it does switch over at that point and you'll have lost the opportunity to buy the other weapons. So, at this point, I found myself grinding a lot because these weapons are really expensive and there are quite a few for each of your characters. And of course, because you need to have all of your weapons in the inventory at the same time in order for the achievement to count, you're not able to sell old weapons to raise the money, so hang tight. It is a good idea to just go out into the marsh or go into the Undersea Tunnel and complete that quest for Kiloty and get some money before you head on off to Ruhalt Plateau. It does take a little bit of time, but at least you might gain a couple of levels and you'll know that you have those weapons as we gather up the last of the weapons in the game, because there's not that many left. And over here, we're going to go to the Undersea Tunnel, but this is kind of worth noting. You can see here that this is actually where Melissa's grave is. So she's been buried in Cota Mare, and it's actually a really, really nice grave. She has a really nice resting spot, so she'd probably be very happy about that. Alright, so let's go and hunt some jellyfish. We are looking specifically for the Hellfish only. They are the only creature that will drop these shells that we're looking for. We need 5 of them. So really 5 isn't too many, but the jellyfish are sort of spread out. There's a lot of them here in this little opening chamber before we head off into the tunnel itself. So if you're not able to get the drops from this first group, what I recommend doing is just going through the gate into the tunnel part of the Undersea Tunnel and turning around and coming back. That way the Hellfish will respawn in this area and you have a little mob to fight. There are Hellfish in the tunnel, but that does require a lot of walking around, and they are a lot more spread out in that area because there are more monsters to fight. So if you're just looking to get those drops and leave the area right away, that's sort of what I would recommend. I think that's kind of the fastest way to do it. But if you're like me and you want to do a little bit of grinding, you want to raise your funds so that you can buy all those weapons and all that good stuff, then what you can end up doing is just coming into the tunnel and fighting all of the other enemies in this area as well for your extra experience and gold and whatnot. The first time that I did this quest during my first playthrough, I think I had a hell of a time getting the drops for whatever reason. I'm not really sure why that was, but I remember spending quite an extensive period of time here, so hopefully that's not going to be the case this time. I'm just going to kind of do a little bit of fighting here, but not too much. If it takes too long, what I'll probably end up doing is just grabbing the items I need off screen and, you know, doing my grinding off screen and then returning to you guys, because that's generally how I operate. I like to do the grinding off screen because, you know, it's a time-consuming process. It's really not that fun to watch, in my opinion, and that way I can kind of work at, you know, my own pace and whatnot. So as you can see here too, the enemies have leveled up a little bit. There are still a couple of levels behind us, but they are providing some pretty good experience for us. And this will definitely be useful as we get into Ruhalt Plateau, because we are winding up, I should say, to the ending of the game. We're kind of getting close to the end of the game. I find Ruhalt Plateau and the areas that we're coming up to near the end of the game to be really quite difficult, and it really is a test of your abilities, so I really like to get all the grinding in that I possibly can. But I also play a lot of RPGs, so I'm a fan of grinding. I don't really mind it at all. So as you can see here, just as an example, we have had a couple of groups of barnacles and croakers, but we only had a few of the Hellfish mixed in with this mob, so that's kind of what I was talking about. The Hellfish are a little bit more far and in between in comparison to the other enemies. I'm going to go back and I'm going to save at the pillar, and every time you pass through to a new area, of course, all of the enemies will respawn. So far, I have 2 out of 5 drops, so hopefully I won't have to fight jellyfish for that much longer to get the drops. So I'm going to do that off screen. I'm going to collect those last couple of items that I need. We'll be turning in that quest in the next video. I'll do a little bit of grinding, and when I'm all said and done, I will check in with you guys and we will go from there. Thank you all so very much for watching, and I hope that I will see you next time.